Matchup today as the Kenedy Lions come into town to face the Taft Greyhounds. Kenedy comes into the game 3 and 0, and also the Greyhounds are also 3 and 0. It's an intriguing matchup about two teams, both in their last non-district game, trying to get everything cleaned up as both of them start district next week. What are you looking at tonight's game, Jerry?
Basically, it's going to be a more or less high explosive game. It's going to be dealt with at the end of the game. It's going to go with about the defense. Basically, who can hold up the longest on our defensive end, either Kenedy or the Greyhounds. Because Kenedy comes in with a fast running game. They run the slot T out of there. You did some of the research on them, and well, Taft, you saw last week when they played against Freer, they went over the top a lot. They didn't run a lot, but they threw the ball through the air.
Yeah, the thing that makes this game so intriguing and that makes it so exciting for the night is that you're coming into a game where Taft has J.J. Acosta has thrown 11 touchdowns through the air and ran for one. You have three receivers who have all caught more than 3 touchdowns each, Ozuna, Suarez, and Rodriguez. But on the other side, you have Kenedy Lions that have only given up 13 points on the season and a 0 in the last 2 games. What do you think the first quarter is going to be about? Everybody filling each other out.
Basically filling out. Basically, they're going to get their jitters. You know, like every game that they start off, they're going to start off. You know, probably whoever gets the balls is going to have to play smash mouth football. No penalties. No, you got to execute on all high cylinders against a team like this. Because if one little key miscue, you may be behind 14 points before the game's up.
Exactly. And the thing that like you just spoke on, the penalties and the taking care of the ball, Taft comes in here. They've given up a little bit more points than Kenedy, but they have forced 14 turnovers on the season. That's 7 forced fumbles, and also on top of that, they have 7 interceptions. It's very interesting to see. As you see, the Greyhounds coming in tonight, it's a very special night here in the stadium. They're actually honoring the first responders. So it's a very special thing for the Taft ISD to be able to do. So it adds a little bit extra to this game. I'm ready for an exciting game. Like Jerry said, it's going to be about who establishes the line of scrimmage first. Taft coming in explosive. They have got off to a fast start on all their games. They've been able to produce at least 40 points in each game, except for West Oso, but it was 39 with a couple missed extra points. So then you pretty much give them 40 points. So it's going to be about who's going to come out first, who's going to establish it. And then another interesting thing is Kenedy hasn't been forced to throw too much.
Right.
I think Castellanos is going to try and get Kenedy into a position where they're going to have to try to make you score a little bit more points a little bit faster. That run game takes up a lot of the time on the thing. And I know we got number 44, the leading rusher for the Kenedy Lions, Giovanni Gibson, comes into the season with already 338 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns actually on the season. So it's going to be about, can the Greyhounds stop him from the point after contact? Once contact's made, are they going to be able to establish the line of scrimmage on both inside and outside?
Exactly. And another thing, too, the Greyhounds are going to have to come out when they're playing offense. They can't play behind the chains. Lately, they've been playing a lot of the behind the chains. And Coach talked to me this week. I talked to Coach this week in post games. He was saying we need to stop the turnovers. We need to start getting the losses. We need to go forward on the chains instead of playing 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. You know.
Exactly. So that's going to be one. Those are going to be all key points to tonight's game. That makes it very interesting. And the coaching staffs are excited about this one. I know they didn't want to look ahead to any of their other against any of their other opponents, but they were excited about this one, especially because Kennedy's been playing such good football too. Next week starts district, so this is their last time to be able to really see what they're going to go into district with.
Exactly, and what they need to work on before district.
Exactly. So, and then also on the Lions offense, they do have a stud quarterback, Jaden Chapa. He comes into the season. He's not really a passer, doesn't have too much yards on the passing side, but he does run effectively. He has 329 yards and adds 5 rushing touchdowns to the total for the Lions on his part also.
Right, and another thing I was going to recommend a while ago, the Greyhounds are coming out with flags. There was 13 flags. We had 13 militaries over there, and Marines that we lost their lives, 13 lives over there. So basically that's what they're carrying out, the 13 flags But like I say, other than that, Anthony, our games should be a pretty good. Hopefully, it'll be fast paced. Lately, we've been having slow pace and then pick up as the game goes on. But
Yeah, exactly. Like you spoke on the 13 soldiers that lost their lives defending us over there overseas. So it's a very special moment for everybody here in the stands. I know we had a couple first responders, ex-military, veterans, all show up today and be honored. So big shout out to Taft ISD for being able to do that tonight. Both teams are coming out, getting ready to get going on the field. We're going to take a quick commercial break real quick. You're watching Real Sports. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. They got some pre-game festivities going on, still honoring the veterans in a special moment. Once the national anthem gets played, I think since tonight's a special, I think we should let it play through and
yeah, we should.
let the people at home feel what today's about. All right, mute yours.
Lopez, 22, Indio, California. Corporal Dagan W. Page, 23, Omaha, Nebraska. Corporal Humberto A. Sanchez, 22, Logansport, Indiana. Lance Corporal David L. Espinosa, 20, Rio Bravo, Texas. Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmitz, 20, St. Charles, Missouri. Lance Corporal Riley J. McCullum, 20, Jackson, Wyoming. Lance Corporal Dylan R. Mirola, 20, Rancho Cucamonga, California. Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nikolai, 20, Norco, California. For the Navy, the deceased is Navy Corpsman Maxton W. Soviak, 22, Berlin Heights, Ohio. And for the Army, the deceased is Staff Sergeant Ryan C. Cross, 23, Corton, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, they paid the ultimate price to defend our nation and extend the reach of freedom beyond our shores. We cherish the legacy these warriors leave behind, and we commit our resources to support the wounded and the bereaved. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of silence. Thank you.
Both teams step into the center of the field. Captains escorting a group of veterans. Big shout out to them. Once again, just such a special night tonight to be able to play football and also celebrate these veterans and these first responders. For the Greyhounds, we have number 1, Efren Ozuna, number 78, Banda, number 64, Mark Anthonio, and we have number 58, Jacob Gomez as the captains tonight. And for the Lions, we have number 12, Jaden Chapa, number 44, Giovanni Gibson, and number 56, Nando Vargas. Kenedy has won the toss. They're deferring to the second half. So that means the Greyhounds are going to come out on offense first. So the exciting matchup's going to start off already from the very jump. Greyhounds, the explosive offense, we get to see them right off the bat. And the Kenedy Lions, which have given up only 13 points, are going to be able to go against them right off the bat. So that's already exciting as it is. The Greyhounds have been able to score on all their first drives in the last 3 games. So let's see if this is another one that they're able to put on the board.
Well, I think this is the first true test, basically, on offense first, because usually I think we've lost 3 or 4 of the.
Yeah, the past 2 games, I know for sure we have gotten the second half kickoffs. Tonight we are getting the first kickoff.
And we got a wind blowing from the south, right?
Yeah, it's a little breeze. So both teams I'm pretty sure they're both pumped up for this. They've both been hearing about each other for the past week. I know both coaches have been in the locker room preaching to about taking this game as important as you know, it's your last one right before district. You know, you want it to be as clean as possible, give yourself as much confidence. So here you go. We got number 7 for the Lions getting set to kick off. Moses. Back for the Greyhounds, we have number 11 on the right side. Suarez on the left side, or the far deep man. Number 7 gives a good kickoff. Suarez backpedaling, gonna muff the punt, picks it up. Still on his feet, looking for a lane, fights for a few extra yards, gonna pick up at least maybe 20 on the return, gonna give first down to the Greyhounds sitting at their own 29-yard line. So here we go, right off the bat, JJ Acosta that has thrown for 11 touchdowns already on the season. It gets to come out with his three receivers. You know, the thing has been very hard for defenses. They shift to one side, and another one comes up and shows up tonight. So we have number 11 split out to the left side. Rodriguez, Suarez in the slot. Acosta set to take the shotgun snap. Bobbles a snap, able to recover. Quick screen over the right side. Ozuna finds a little bit of room. Gonna get a nice little gain on the first down. Gonna bring up
first down.
First down. It looks like the refs are moving the chains. Gonna have enough for a first down. Bring the ball to the Greyhound 39-yard line. Good little play right there, right off the bat.
Looked like a bubble screen to Ozuna.
I know these coaches last week. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Last week it was a lot of motion. This time they're gonna hand it. Oh, Costa's going to keep it around the right side. Going to pick up a nice little gain, enough for another first down. Looks like he's going to gain 15 on the play and move into Kenedy territory.
And that was a good block on Ozuna on the outside to contain the outside defensive
It seems like Acosta's been able to grow these last couple of weeks. That read option even got us up here. Costa going to keep it around the right side for himself. Shakes off one. Not going to get much. Going to get maybe 3 yards on the play.
Do you know how to hook up the PA system for the other mic?
It's going to bring up 2nd and about 8 for the Greyhounds. Costa in the shotgun still. Going to hand it off this time to Rivera over the right side. Fighting for some yards, but Kennedy's quickly to bring him down by a swarm of Lions. Only going to gain about 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
There again, with the Greyhounds there, you got to understand, at least they're not playing behind the sticks. Lately, everything's been going forward, so that's a good sign for them tonight. But that Kenedy Lions defense, it looks like they're stifling.
Yeah, they got a nice-looking defensive front line that's been able to stop them these last 2 plays. Acosta that time feels a little bit of pressure, able to get the completion, though, and it's actually enough for a first down. That time he's going to hook up with number 23, Jay Martinez on the play. Another receiver that he's not going to have the big numbers like Ozuna, Suarez, and Rodriguez, but he has been there to make plays on offense for them. And again, right there, picks up a first down for them. Greyhounds still marching into Lion territory. Costa dropping back. Has time in the pocket, looks over the middle. Ooh, good break on the ball. Number 12, Jaden Chapa, able to read that one perfectly from the safety position and break it up. Looked like Suarez had a little bit of an alley there, but that time
it closed pretty quick.
Exactly. Chapa came around, was able to break it up, bringing up 2nd and 10 for the Greyhounds with the ball sitting at the Lion 34-yard line.
We got trips on that other side over there.
Costa this time going to keep it himself again over the right side. Makes a move. Able to get away from one. Going to pick up at least 5 yards on the play.
I'd say give him 6 there.
Give him 6. Going to bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Greyhounds.
That was a kind of nifty little spin off right there.
Yeah, he was able to pick up a few extra yards. Lions were able to get him quickly, but just weren't able to hold him at the spot that he was at.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Costa feeling some pressure. Quick bubble screen on the left side. Rodriguez up the middle. Finds a block. Still on his feet. Touchdown! The Greyhounds are first on the board. Rodriguez adds another one to his collection. That is number 5 on the season for Rodriguez.
That bubble string was right there, you know.
Picked up some nice blocks downfield. Was able just to maneuver around them. And was able to do the rest with his speed and push the Greyhounds on the board. It's going to be 6-0. The Greyhounds striking first.
And Rodriguez is a sophomore too.
Exactly. Nice little class of sophomores right there.
A sophomore to a sophomore. Looks like our extra point guy actually starting to get the feel of how to kick it.
Yeah, big shout out to him. He had a rough week and also missed a couple extra points. But since then, he's been almost on target each one, only missing 1 last week out of 48 points. So what is that? Couple scores and only missing 1 extra point compared to the week before. I think he had 5 misses on extra points. So nice to see a kid grow within the season, just watching him in the last couple games. So big shout out to Aiden Gildry. So once again, we talked about it. Would the Greyhounds be able to score right away on this Kenedy defense that's been stingy these last couple games? And they sure were. So now Kenedy, we're going to get to be able to see their rushing offense get to take the field.
That again, the Acosta, you know, he's been staying in the pocket pretty long, you know, and taking the hits, but still managing to get that ball off. That's what happened there. He held the ball long enough for his receiver to get open, and then he found him, and it was down to Pater after that. We got Gidrich fixing to come up to kick.
We have number 6 for the Lions back deep, Villanueva. But it's a short kick, actually. One of the upmans, number 9, Chase Torres, actually is the one that picks it up that time. Last week we got accustomed to seeing Gildery kicking it pretty out of the end zone. That time he's trying to keep it away. We do know number 12 is a stud, so that might have been part of the game plan, trying to keep it out of his hands in open field situations. So that gives the Lions first down on their own 30-yard line. Giving up the middle, number 44, Giovanni takes the handoff, but the Greyhounds close up the hole quickly. Actually going to bring him down for a loss. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Lions.
Looked like 30 on the tackle there.
Number 30. Bradley Ortiz was actually the first one to make the penetration into the backfield, caused a little havoc. After that, the Greyhounds defensive line just swarmed up on him. So once again, here comes that time, number 44 again tries it up the middle. That time able to gain 1 yard. Going to bring up 3rd and long for the Lions.
Anastasio Lopez wasn't on tackle on that one. Number 70.
Lions coming up to the line, still in the wing team formation. This time the Lions want to take a timeout.
The play clock was running down there,
Coach
Anthony.
didn't want to take that penalty. So again, number 9 is the quarterback for the Lions, Chase Torres.
There again, so early in the game, and you got to call a timeout. He could really come back and cost them in this first quarter, first half. Of matter of fact.
The interesting thing, though, is that Jaden Chapa came into the game listed as their quarterback.
Right.
And number 9 has been taking the snaps right now for the Lions. So we don't know if it's maybe a game plan on the Lions' part or not.
I haven't seen Chapa yet. Has he been in the game yet?
He
Just on
was
the
back
kickoff.
there to receive the backfield kick. That is one of their key players coming in the game, has over 300 yards rushing on the season. This time, going to hand it over the right side to Chapa. Going to pick up a few. We're just talking about him. He's actually on that left slot back right there in the wing T formation. Going to bring up 4th and about 4 for the Lions.
Looks like they're going to come back with a punt here. It looks like, but then
They
again,
are changing out personnel. See if they're going to punt it away or give it a try at the 4th and 4 with the ball sitting at the 37-yard line. Lions are electing to punt. Oh, the Greyhounds are able to get in there and block it. Number 12, Zachary Martinez. 22, actually. The other Martinez brother, Jacob Martinez, on the block. Big special teams play by the Greyhounds. You see him get a good rush over the left side. Was able just to get there in time to block the punt. And again, the Greyhounds are on the board. Another forced turnover for them. 15 on the season, and this time it adds to them getting 14 points. Another 7 points. This kick goes through. We'll give them 14-0 lead. Got just enough. No good, actually. To the right side. I think we may have jinxed him, Jerry.
I think so.
So right now we're sitting at 6:58 left to go, 13-0 in the first quarter with the Greyhounds over the Kenedy Lions. You're watching Real Sports. We're back. Number 20, Gildry, set to kick off for the Taft Greyhounds after a defensive forced turnover on the block punt. We're able to give the Greyhounds some more points on the board. Once again, number 12, Chapa, set to receive on the right side. Number 6 on the opposite side. Muff punt on the play.
They're still trying to keep it away from Chapa, it looks like.
Yeah, the Greyhounds are trusting their defense. They're willing to give up those extra yards instead of giving him a chance to let loose into the open field. So once again, here come the Lions, set to take possession and answer from a 13-0 deficit. One of the key points we talked about in the pregame was the Greyhounds wanting to be able to put the Lions to force them to speed up their offense and have to score points a little bit more faster than they want to. Right now, the Greyhounds are sitting in the position they want. Let's see if the Lions are able to answer on this one Number 12 in the backfield to the left. 44, Gibson on the right side. Torres with the snap, going to give it over the right side to Gibson. Going to fight for some yards. Going to pick up 3 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 7 for the Lions.
It looks like they got Chapa as a slot back.
Yeah, he's in the backfield on this in this game.
Lately, he's been quarterback keeping it. I guess they put 9 in there, which
Chase Torres is the one taking the snaps.
ball sits at the 30-yard line.
2nd and 7 for the Lions. Torres under center. Going to hand it over the right side and met in the backfield by number 58, Jacob Gomez. Chapa had nowhere to go on that one. Gomez was in the backfield before he knew it. Big play for the Greyhounds. Going to bring up 3rd and about 11 for them after the loss on the play. So again, the Greyhounds have been able to win the line of scrimmage so far. And they're having to force the Lions to speed up their pace and play from behind the sticks.
And
it was actually a bigger loss than they first anticipated. It's going to bring up 3rd and 14 for the Lions. 5:38 in the first quarter, still left to play. Torres going to drop back. Under pressure, sacked by number 1, Ozuna in the backfield. The defense is showing up tonight for the Greyhounds right off the bat. Ozuna able to get into the backfield. That's number 3 for the season on sacks for him. So Kenedy is going to have to punt.
It's like what I told you earlier, Anthony. It's going to come with the defense, and right now the defense is showing up for the Greyhounds.
Yes, the defense is showing up so far for the Greyhounds. Let's see if the Kenedy Lions are able to block them on this one. They were able to block the last one the Greyhounds were. Clean snap this time. Gets a nice little punt. Suarez is going to be able to catch it. Comes over the right side, looking for a lane. He's dangerous. He gets room. Still on his feet. Breaks another one. Still fighting. Finally brought down by number 58 of the Lions, Joseph Luna, but not after a big return. Going to bring up 1st down.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Inside the 10-yard line, so 1st and goal. Suarez has been shown to be dangerous. He did have that kick return in Oso, and last week didn't kick to him much. But if he gets in the open field, he's very fast with his speed, and that time he shows it. 1st and goal, Acosta coming out in the shotgun formation. This time Suarez is in the backfield with them. Rodriguez split out to the left side. Greyhounds are going to take a timeout, and so are we. You're watching Real Sports.
Coming up with a 1st down and
1st and goal for the Greyhounds. Ozuna with the touchdown catch.
that was one of those, looks like a slam dunk over the middle type.
So that's going to give another touchdown catch on the season for Ozuna, bringing him to 4 on the season. Acosta, that is number 13 through the air for him through 4 games. So the Greyhounds right off the bat sitting at 19-0. This time, the Greyhounds are going to bring in Gomez to try the extra point. Greyhounds try a little trickery. Met at the goal line. Big play right there for the Lions. Number 4, Damian Rosales comes up through the middle as the Greyhounds try a little trickery. Number 9 for the Greyhounds tries to keep it, Aiden. But number 4, Rosales was able to meet him at the goal line, stopping his momentum, and that extra point attempt was no good. So the Greyhounds are staying at 19-0. I know it's something that they don't want to be having to deal with again, but once again, leaving points on the board. Number 12, Chapa, still deep for the Lions. Number 6, on the opposite side of him, Ty Villanueva, set to receive if they can get it that far. Greyhounds have been able to just keep it inside of them, letting the second row pick up that ball. Aiden Goodry comes out once again for the Greyhounds. See if he's going to keep it short or elect to go ahead and let it go. That time he's going to boot it deep. Chapa's going to get a chance this time. Keeps it on the left side. Breaks it over to the middle now. Greyhounds pick him up after about a 15-yard gain on the play. Going to give the Lions 1st and 10 starting from their own 35-yard line.
58 on the tackle. Jacob Gomez Jr. was the first one to get the initial hit down on that kickoff return.
So the Greyhounds have 6 down linemen on the defensive side. Torres still under center. Hands over the left side to Chapa. Chapa going to get a nice little first down gain.
Gained about 6 on that yard.
They're going to give him a gain of 6, bringing up 2nd and 4. A little bit more of what the Lions are looking to see from their offense. This is an offense that doesn't like, they're willing to chip away as long as it is forward momentum, but they haven't been able to do that so far.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Torres still under center for the Lions. This time going to hand it up the middle to Gibson. Gibson finds some room, actually makes some room. Gibson, a big looking back right there, able to bust free for a first down. First down of the Lions. Now they have something going. Gibson is their leading rusher on the team with just under 350 yards on the season, 7 rushing touchdowns. So that is one of their big key guys on offense that they want to get going. That time he was able to get free and break out loose for a first down.
He looks more like a fullback instead of a running back.
I'll tell you what, he really made that alley for himself. Once again, Torres under center, going to give it all this time to the left side. Gibson going to just keep pushing forward, gaining about 5 on the play. Second and about 5 for the Lions coming up. Exactly what the Lions are looking to keep doing, chipping away, whether it's a big run or a short run. As long as it's 3 or more yards is what this offense is intended to do. Slowly wear down your defense and break away and find those holes open up as the game goes. The Lions have been able to find some success on this drive to see if they're able to keep it up.
Ball sits at the 39-yard line.
This time he elects to hand it to Chapa over the left side. Quickly met in the backfield, though, by number 3 with the initial contact. Christopher Cantu was the first one to meet him in the backfield. So after a good second down gain, the Greyhounds were able to stop him in the backfield that time, bringing up third and about 8 yards on the play. Torres set to take the snap. Motion to the right side. Going to do a quick pitch to number 8, but he's met in the backfield. Again, another loss on the play. The Greyhounds are able to tackle him in the backfield. That time they tried a little motion to the right side, tossing the ball to number 8 for the Lions, Josh Cruz.
And
But he
Banda
was
was on that
not
side.
able to pick up no yards on that play.
Banda met up with him on the outside out there. Matt Banda.
So what it looked like a good drive for the Lions is looking like it's starting to stall out a little bit. The Greyhounds have them where they want them at 4th and 10. The Lions look like they're not going to take no chances and go ahead and punt for it. Swat is set deep to return for the punt. A high punt. Doesn't take a Lion bounce. So it looks like it's about a 25-yard punt on the play for the Lions,
Looked like
pushing the Greyhounds a little bit more further back.
It looked like 22 almost got to the punter there. Once again, you know, that outside containment over there, I guess, ain't containing.
Yeah, the special teams has been playing off big. The last time Swatters got a hold of the ball, he was able to return it almost for a touchdown, and then the punt block. So special teams has played a big role in today's game. So the Greyhound offense comes out again, once again, trying to put more points on the board after a touchdown pass to Ozuna on the last drive.
Greyhounds start at the 28.
Going to hand it over the right side, trying to string it out to the outside numbers. Not going to pick up much on the play for Rivera. Lions were able to quickly bring him down for only a 1-yard gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Lions.
It looks like the Greyhounds are going to run down the clock here in the first quarter.
So it looks like the Greyhounds are going to go ahead and go into the second quarter, let the clock wind out. We're going to take a break. You're watching Real Sports.
We got good colors here.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Costa takes the shotgun, feels a little bit of pressure. Had Suarez open through the middle, but that pressure forced him to let it go a little bit more than he wanted before he wanted to.
Brings up, what, third or is that second? Is
Going to
that
bring up 3rd and 9 for the Greyhounds. That was number 15, Logan Salcides on the pressure for the Lions. Costa dropping back, feels a little bit of pressure, fumble on the play, able to fall on his own fumble. Lions that time able to force pressure into the backfield.
looked like 58 on Kenedy, which is Joseph Luna.
Going to bring up 4th and long for the Greyhounds, and we're going to see the first Greyhound punt of the night. Ozuna set deep to take the snap. Not going to get much on it. Still going to get some, though. Let's see where they're going to finally mark where it went out of bounds. Going to be just before the 50-yard line.
49-yard line.
So Kenedy gets to take over in Greyhound territory. The last drive looked like it was going somewhere, but stalled out as they got closer to the red zone. The Greyhound defense was able to buckle down, force a little bit of mistakes, and stall out the drive. So Kenedy playing from behind still, 19-0.
With 11:09 in the second quarter.
Torres still under center for the Lions. 44 Gibson gonna get it up the middle. Gonna just fight for extra yards. Good little gain for him, bringing up 2nd and 4 for the Lions. Again, 44 built like a tank, just dragging a couple Greyhounds, fighting for as much yards as he can.
And Ortiz was on the tackle on that one.
So now the Lions playing more to the position that they want to be in, 2nd and 4 for the Lions. Boda's going to hand off to Chopper around the left side. Puts his head down, able to pick up a couple, bringing up 3rd and short. So it's going to be 3rd and 2nd for the Lions after Chopper takes it around the left side, gets a couple more.
With Lopez on the tackle on that one.
This is more of the striking distance that the Lions want to be playing from. 3rd and 2 on the play. Here comes Torres from the sideline with the play. Going to hand it this time, number 44 on the right side. Gets right behind the guard. Able to pick up enough for the first down. So once again, the Lions pick up another first down, keeping the drive alive. The ball sitting at the Greyhound 38-yard line. Nice little drive going for the Lions now.
That was 77 on the tackle there for the Greyhounds.
Lions just playing at their own pace right now. See if maybe they can have a more comfortable possession this time. Not looking to speed it up, taking their time. This time it looks like they took a little bit too much time. Coach is not happy on that one. He's going to take a timeout. So are we. You're watching Real Sports.
In the second quarter.
Torres going to hand it over the left side. Choppa going to get a nice first down gain. Gains about 4 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Once again, the Lions just taking their time, slowly grinding. They have picked up already 2 first downs on this drive. Gibson and Chapa taking most of the load so far. Gonna motion Chapa over the right side, but gonna give it to Gibson. Gibson just putting his head down, fighting, taking a bunch of Greyhounds to take him down. Gonna bring up 3rd and 1 for the Kenedy Lions. Once again, Gibson just a big back, just putting his head down, making the Greyhounds have to earn that tackle.
Enrique Rodriguez on the tackle there, and we're at the...
After a little meeting, the officials are saying he has enough for a first down. So again, another first down for the Lions. And 19-0, you kind of don't have to force yourself to play so fast. If you put yourself still in striking distance, if you're able to get on the board here for the Lions. So I think that's all their mentality is right now, is just to keep this drive in line and put some points on the board. Going to hand off to Gibson around the right side. Puts his head down. Going to get some positive yards on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Lions coming up with the ball sitting at just inside the 24-yard line of the Greyhound territory.
It looks like Gibson getting about 5 yards each carry he's got.
He's a big back. They lean on him a lot. He comes into the game averaging just under 115 yards a game. So he is heavy in their offense. Torres set to take the snap. False start, though. Something that the Lions didn't want to see. A penalty going to hurt their drive a little bit. Going to bring them to 2nd and 11 now instead of 2nd and 6. So here we go. The Lions are having to play from behind the chains now. Let's see. This is something that stalled out their last drive. Gonna hand it up to Gibson, but the Greyhounds are not gonna budge on that one. Big 77 for the Greyhounds.
77. Tony Cuevas Jr.
Able to meet number 44 Gibson at the line that time. Not able to give him any yards on that one. 2nd and 11. The Lions are still sitting at 3rd and long. So 3rd and long for the Lions coming up. We still have not seen one pass from them yet. Number 12 gets a pitch around the left side. Able to find a little bit of room. But you have Ozuna
and
Rodriguez on the outside that quickly closed up a gap that the Chapa was able to find around the left side. Chapa able to pick up about 6 on the play, bringing up 4th and looks about 8.
8, give or take.
So the Greyhound defense facing a 4th and 7 on the play. They've been big all night. Let's see if they're able to stop the Lions. And the Lions, I think, are going to elect to talk it over just a little bit more. Huge drive on their part. You're watching Real Sports. 4th and 7 for the Lions. Gonna hand it off to the right side to Chapa. Tries to find some room. It doesn't look like he's gonna have enough though.
Looks like it's going to be turned over on downs there. Greyhound ball.
Another big stop for the Greyhound defense. Looked like the Lions had a drive going, but once again, the Greyhounds are able to buckle down and kill that drive and take over possession at their own 20-yard line. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for them.
That defensive line held their ground again, but led by Bonda on the tackle on that one. We got Acosta in the back. Empty backfield.
High snap, able to get control of it. Rodriguez catches it over the left side. Picks up another 1st down for the Greyhounds. That bubble screen has been effective for the Greyhounds tonight.
Pretty much. That's what they've been running underneath.
A totally different game plan from last week. Last week they were just airing it out over the top. This game, we haven't been able to see that many over-the-top passes. They've been keeping it nice and short with short screens, but they have been paying off. Costa, quarterback draw, fighting for some yards, but the Lions are not going to give up any.
Looked like 12. Chapa on the came up and made the initial hit on Acosta. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the ball resting at the 39-yard line.
Costa tried to draw on that play, went for no yards. Greyhounds looking to the sideline for the play.
We got trips on one side over here.
Costa takes the snap, going to hand it up the middle to Rivera. But the Kenedy defense was there quickly. Swarm of them. Loss on the play, going to bring up 3rd and long for the Greyhounds.
That defensive line has been pretty stout for Kenedy.
They've been able to slow down the offense on this drive, forcing the Greyhounds to play from behind the sticks. This is when Acosta has usually chosen to just let it go over the top. Let's see if the Greyhounds are going to try something like that.
I think they're running down the clock a little bit to get a timeout there. Kind of regroup.
The Greyhounds going to choose to take a timeout, and so are we. You're watching Rio Sports.
Go resume play.
Going to send Suarez in motion to the left side. Going to give him a sweep around the left side. Fighting for yards. But once again, Kenedy quickly closes in on them. No yards on the play. 4th and long coming up for the Greyhounds, and it looks like they're going to choose to send out the punting unit on this one.
We got Ozuna back to punt.
Chapa set deep for the Lions. Chapa is dangerous in space. Let's see if he's able to get this one. Greyhounds just slowly working that clock down to the end. High snap. Ozuna able to control it, though. Going to take a Greyhound bounce before rolling out at about the 37-yard line. So the Lions are going to take over in their own territory. 1st and 10. 1:32 left in the first half, with the Greyhounds still leading 19-0. So the Greyhound defense has been able to hold the Lions to 0 points so far. The Lions are going to get one more crack at it. Hands off to Chapa over the left side. Met in the backfield quickly. By number 3, gone through once again. Been able to make a couple plays behind the line of scrimmage, and that was another one for him. Was able to make the initial contact.
Cantu is the shortest guy on the field, but still manages to get back in there and stop Chapa there for like a minimum yards.
2nd and long for the Lions. Clock still winding. Josh back, Torres under pressure, fumble on the play. Greyhound scoop it up. Gomez has the ball. Finally brought down, but not after being placed inside the 10. Going to bring up 1st and goal for the Greyhounds. Another big defensive stop for the Greyhounds, forcing another turnover on the season, bringing them to number 16.
Chapa looked like Torres went out to pitch it out to him, and he bobbled it.
Yeah, big play on the defense for the Greyhounds. We have an injury timeout. You're watching Real Sports Live. Going to push forward for a little bit of gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal with the ball sitting at the 6-7 yard line for the Greyhounds. Greyhounds take a timeout on this play.
With 35 seconds left in the second half, the score is 19-0.
You know, the Greyhounds are looking to really punch this one in, giving them a little bit more cushion going into halftime. I'm sure they did not expect to get another crack at it, but they are able to after the big turnover forced by the defense. Gomez was able to scoop it up. So now the Greyhounds are sitting nice inside the 10-yard line, 2nd and goal. Knocking on the touchdown once again.
We resume play. Ball is sitting at the 8 with 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
Dropping back, quick pass over the left side. But number 3 for the Kenedy Lions was able to disrupt it. Villarreal. Good defensive play on that one. We hadn't seen Acosta throw that over the top to Rodriguez yet. That time they tried it, but the Lions were there to quickly close in, bringing it up to 3rd and goal with the ball sitting at the 7-yard line for the Greyhounds. Suarez in motion to the right side. Costa under pressure, dumps it off to Rivera. Rivera catches it, fighting for extra yards, but not going to pick up much. Kenedy quickly there to close in. 4th and goal coming up for the Greyhounds. And it looks like the Greyhounds are sending out the kicking unit. 8 seconds to go. 4. The Greyhounds get the snap off. And they're able to punch it through. Number 20, Aiden Gildry, able to make the last second field goal.
A 15-yard field goal right there to end the
22-0. The Greyhounds are going to go into halftime with the lead. We're going to take a break. You're watching Rio Sports Live. And we're back, folks. Today at halftime, we actually have a special guest coming in the booth tonight. We have Miss Dr. Garza, the Taft superintendent, coming in tonight, and we're going to give a quick little interview for her. This is your first year here at Taft ISD. What are some of the things that so far you've learned to love about the city?
You know, it's been exciting to be here at Taft, with Taft being a real small community. You see a lot of the pride, the family atmosphere, and the fact that everyone comes together, you know, just to celebrate, regardless of what the situation is that may be going on. And, you know, there's times that there's a need for folks to come together for other reasons. Like
exactly.
COVID.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's been a great experience so far. I've been here a few months.
That's awesome. Has it been easy to adjust to coming down here? Have you used to the coastline?
You know, I've adjusted, I think, quite well. I actually grew up along the coast myself.
Okay.
I come from South Texas, where I was born and raised. And so I have a little bit of experience getting evacuated for hurricanes and things of that nature. And so the coastal community is second nature to me, and So is the humidity.
The humidity, that was just one thing I was going to say. I said, how is the humidity to you? So when you answered that question, some of the things, if we are going into the second school year from COVID, how has that been for y'all to adjust to?
You know, I wasn't here through the last year as everyone was adapting to all of the newness of COVID and how to respond to it and that kind of thing. I came in at the tail end of last year, and so we were all hoping that it was going to be a fresh start and
Yeah.
COVID was going to be behind us, and obviously that's not what the situation has been. So we continue to prepare through the summer for the unexpected. We've reached out to parents to try to communicate what we're doing to keep their students safe while they're here at school or within the district. But with that said, you know, when it's a small community and someone comes down with COVID or loses their life, everyone's so connected
Yes.
that it really connects and affects folks beyond even the immediate family. And so, yeah, there have been some tough experiences.
Yes, I hear you. I grew up in a community myself, so I know exactly where you're coming from. The good thing, though, is y'all have a strong leadership behind yourself, and y'all been able to prepare well for that. So how is Friday Night Lights to you so far?
You know, Friday Night Lights reminds me of my own high school years where the entire community comes together, you know, pretty much.
Gets
everyone's-
dark around the
Yep,
city. You can't find anybody. Everybody's at the
Exactly.
stadium, especially with the Greyhounds being 3-0. The Simon, you've been able to feel it build up a little bit more. So, were you already used to football? Is it something that intrigued you a lot?
Yeah, I've been very involved with football since I was a young kid, being real involved in a small 3A school district at the time where I grew up. And, you know, everyone's involved with everything. And it's real neat to kind of see these kids cross between sports and activities. Tonight, our volleyball team played in Orange Grove.
Yeah.
And Coach Wilson marched them back over here to the football game because the same kids are the cheerleaders.
Yes,
here.
exactly.
And so they're here rooting on the team and showing that Taft pride. So it's neat
Yeah,
to see the
exactly.
kids
We've
all
been
excited.
so far. We've been able to see little things around the stadium that Castellanos has been able to bring this season. I know one of the biggest things was for him to be able to bring that community involvement just a little bit more. So far, the football team has been able to do it, and now the fans have been able to do it also. So we hope you enjoy the rest of your time tonight at tonight's game. Thank you for coming up here and answering a few of our questions tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, and go Greyhounds.
Thank you. You're watching Real Sports Live. Now we have another special guest tonight, Mr. Rodriguez, who's actually the game announcer for the Greyhounds tonight, comes into the booth. What has been special about this night for you?
A lot of different things. I think what I like the most is what we did at the beginning of the presentation. The presentation before the game started, I was able to MC and acknowledge the first responders, and we have quite a few and they're all from different facets of life, and you never know where they're going to come from. But the great thing is they're here, and that's one thing that we acknowledge. We have our own fire department, and they do a fantastic job. They've had a lot of adversity as far as handling fires within the last 3 or 4 months, and they're doing their best they can. And we hope that we can support them and make them a totally success by no fires, but also by their attitude. They get in there, and you never know what's going to happen as far as their ability to what they're going to be combated against. They don't know what's out there, and they're giving their best shot, and you're really dependent on them for not only property but for life. So they play a very important role here in Taft, and we greatly appreciate their participation. They're doing a great job, and we're there for them. And if you see a firefighter or first responder, the Allegiance emergency service out there, they let them know thank you. Let them know that we realize the importance of their role and what they play in the safety of Taft, Texas.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, especially because it makes it even more special because a lot of those you see them as everyday people just walking around in the community, and you don't get a chance to really know the extra stuff that they've done or that they still are doing, whether it's the fire department or the paramedics, and even our ex-military veterans. They're still playing a role in everyday life. So I'm really glad that y'all were able to honor them in such a special way. How long have you been announcing games for?
I don't even remember anymore. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad on my part, but it's been for quite a few years that I've been doing this. And I took a break, and then I came back a couple of years ago. But it's been a great experience. Also, another great thing that we did tonight is Taft is a town full of veterans. Mm-hmm. And I want y'all to realize and acknowledge these guys are the greatest, and women too. And they've served in all of the branches of the military, from the Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, Air Force. I mean, the Army. They just done a Navy. They've done a great job, and through all the years, Taft has had great warriors. They feel like I did because I served in the Air Force back in the mid '70s. I'm a Vietnam era veteran. I was enlisted there, and I put 4 years in active duty, and it was an honor. I loved it because I wanted to be there, and it's the greatest feeling that you could ever feel when you're representing your town, your country, and maybe hopefully it's a good experience. I got and I've got the GI Bill out of it. Then I went into the ROTC when I went back to college, and I graduated as a second lieutenant. I went into the Army Reserve instead of the Air Force, and it was a great experience there. And I had under my command through my years from '83 to about '93. I was company commander for the 302nd Engineering. We went. I don't say that we went active, but we were at Fort Hood, and we were able to. I was in charge of a topography unit, and we generated 175,000 maps with our $1 million vans, and we were able to support Desert Shield in their endeavor and getting ready to go to combat in the Middle East. So, it's a great experience, but it's acknowledging to be humble and to appreciate the freedoms that these guys all over the world fight for. And that's why I like the moment of silence when we honored the fallen 13 that were killed in Kabul in Afghanistan. And we were able to recognize them with the moment of silence and maybe learn deep in our heart to keep that moment guarded so that they will realize that their death was not in vain, but also the greatest American sacrifice you can make is by dying for your country, But we respect them, and we will always honor our fallen soldiers and appreciate the active duty ones too.
Exactly. I'm glad you pointed that out. Like you said, tonight is all about appreciating what they have done and what they have been able to do. And just like you were able to give us a background story of yourself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these other veterans have just deep stories also. So it gives you a chance to know something special about a person that might just look like a community citizen, but is actually someone very important and has played an important role in defending our freedom or putting out fires or anything like that. So we want to thank you for being able, and you could feel your energy. You
Really?
made sure that you could feel the goosebumps.
Good.
To know that this was a special day for the United States, and especially in the little town of Taft, Texas. I think one thing Taft, Texas has always been able to do is honor their veterans in every way that we have been able to.
I think that we appreciate that, but show, if you see a veteran out there, where you're at Walmart or you're at Chili's or wherever you're at, get out there and tell them thank you. Don't have to say anything more than that. Acknowledge, especially if they're wearing a military cap. Acknowledge and let them know thank you, and that's it. And that makes us feel like we're the biggest men in the world.
Exactly.
And we appreciate
Especially
that.
Sacrificing, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all come back with some wounds and stuff that still feel, but a compliment could make that pain go away in
Just for a little
few
while.
seconds,
You're right,
and
Anthony.
give them a clear head and a clear mind to know that they mean something to somebody. So I'm glad you pointed that out also.
There's nothing greater than to acknowledge the service of an individual, and also it makes you so proud that maybe you might be the next one that go and enlist and sign up for that endeavor. But the realization is that we must protect freedom at all costs, and that's what we did it for, and we'll continue to do it because that's who we are. We're Americans, and we're proud of it.
Yes, sir, exactly. And like we said, a lot of those Greyhounds are ex-military and veterans, and it shows that they once started out on this football field. That heart of gold and warrior plays into the fact that that's who we are as a community. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for the quick interview. We're going to take one more break before we come back from halftime. You're watching Real Sports Live. halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Greyhounds up 22-0 after the first half. Number 20 for the Greyhounds set to kick off.
Hounds are kicking off, right?
Number 12, still deep for the Lions, Chapa. Number 6 on the opposite side of him. Chapa's going to get a chance. Trying to find something around the left side, but quickly brought down
By 10.
by number 18, Steve Guzman.
Good open field tackle right there.
Good open field tackle. Saved a couple yards. Chapa tried to bust it around the left side, finding some kind of room. And the Lions are going to take over possession from their own 37-yard line. 1st and 10. So the Lions didn't get the first half that they wanted to. Had a couple drives going, but quickly stalled out. One was by penalty, others tackles for losses. Greyhounds defense has stepped up in the first half. Going to send motion over the left side. Going to hand it on the right side to Gibson. He's going to fight forward,
For about 5 yards.
bringing 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Exactly what the Lions are trying to do. They're trying to get as many positive yards as they can, putting themselves in a more manageable position each down. Torres hands again up the middle on the left side this time. Gibson rumbling forward. Might have enough for a first down. Going to depend on where the officials mark it.
No, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1 there.
3rd and short coming up for the Lions. Gibson once again just putting his shoulder down and trying to get as many yards as he can. Torres still under center for the Lions. Chapa in the backfield with him. Gibson on the other side. Once again, a big penalty on the Lions. Going to push them back 5 yards. Instead of being 3rd and very short, now it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. It's exactly what killed one drive in the first half for the Lions, and the Lions are repeating their history and pick up another penalty on the play, backing them up from what looked like a 3rd and very short to now a 3rd and 5.
That's what's killed them all night there, Anthony, is that 3rd down where they're short and then the interior line just jumps off.
Motion. Going to hand off to the right side. Gibson rumbling forward, able to pick up a lot of those yards that they was lost on the penalty.
Brings up 4th and 1
4th and 1,
at the
36-yard line. Torres getting the play from the sideline, coming to the huddle. 4th and 1 coming up for the Lions. Let's see if the Greyhound defense once again can come up with another big stop. Looks like the Greyhounds were able to stop momentum in the backfield, but I think they're going to get the Greyhounds for offsides. Looked like the left side of the defense was jumped off just a little bit too early on that one. And if it is an encroachment, it's going to give the Lions enough for a first down. So this is the first penalty for the Greyhounds. This time but it does cost them a first down. So the Greyhounds haven't made too many mistakes, but coming into the second half with the Lions on their first drive, not something you want to see from your defense. Give up a first down on a penalty. So now it's sitting at 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. This time it looks like the Lions are going to be penalized now. False start. So after gaining the first down from the encroachment on the defense, the Lions come back on the very next play on 1st and 10 and pick up a false start, backing them up 1st and 5, 1st and 15 now after the 5-yard loss.
That referee right there threw the flag. It didn't even look like a yellow flag. It looked like a white flag. I don't know. I guess he's calling in the cavalry.
So the Lions, after a penalty, are looking at 1st and 15.
At the 35-yard line.
Not something that the Lions want to do, especially relying so heavily on their running game. We still have only seen one pass from them tonight. This time going to toss over the right side of Chapa, trying to get outside the numbers. Finally does, but the Greyhounds are able to force him out after a short gain, only picking up 2 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 13.
Matthew Bondo on the pursuit on that one to run him out of bounds.
Chapa tried to find something around the right side, but the Greyhounds linebackers and defensive line has been able to stay disciplined, all following their angles, forcing Chapa to go out of bounds after only a 2-yard gain. Lions come up to the line facing 2nd and 13 now. Torres going to hand it off to the right side to Chapa. Chapa once again tries to get outside the numbers.
Number 24 for the Greyhounds.
Number 24 for the Greyhounds, along with number 19, are able to close in quickly. Number 24, Gary Alvarado Jr. was the first one and was assisted by Tyson Hinojosa on the outside.
That outside hasn't been any production tonight, Anthony.
No, Chapa keeps trying to find the outside the numbers, and the Greyhounds haven't given him any
room to move.
So now, once again, the Lions, after picking up a first down, are here facing a 3rd and long. Going to hand over the right side to number 44, Gibson. Going to rumble for a couple yards, still on his feet. Picks up a good chunk of yards. Going to bring up 4th and short.
4th and 2 at that.
So after facing a 3rd and long, Gibson able to pick up a lot of those yards that were lost on a penalty, giving them a 4th and more manageable. I think at this point, coach is looking just to try to find something. He's going to go for it. We're looking at 4th.
Alvarado was on that tackle.
4th and 3 on the play, on the down for the Greyhounds. Going to hand over the left side to Gibson.
He got enough for the first down.
He has enough for a first down. Again, Gibson, such a big back. Once he lowers his shoulder, there's only one direction that he's going, and that's north and south. And that time he was able to fight forward and get the first down for the Lions, keeping the drive alive. Looked like the drive might have been stalling out after that penalty, but Gibson is the one being able to keep this drive alive right now.
With 6:35 in the 3rd quarter.
Torres under center. Going to hand it once again to the right side. Gibson just turning his legs and trying to fight for it as much as he can on every down. Picks up a good amount of positive yards on that play. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Lions. They are in Greyhound territory with the ball sitting at the Greyhound 42-yard line. So this drive, the Lions are electing to keep it behind number 44, Gibson.
They're putting the workload on Gibson.
He's had the majority of the carries on this drive, and they have been for positive yards every time he touches it. So let's see if they elect to keep going that way. This time, going to hand it over to Chapa on the left side. Chapa cuts back, tries to find something up the middle, but there is nothing. Greyhounds give up about a yard on the play before Chapa was quickly swarmed. Going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Lions. Ball sitting at the Greyhound 41-yard line. Torres comes up to the line. Hands over the right side of Gibson. Once again, just turning his legs, pushing forward as much as he can.
Looks like he gained about 1 yard on that carry. Brings
Not
up,
going to pick up too many, but still in the positive motion.
brings up
Going to
fourth
bring
and
up fourth and what does that look like, Jerry? 3?
about three. Looks like about 3 yards.
So another fourth down for the Lions. They were able to convert on the last one. Let's see if they're able to do it once again. Hands over the right side of Gibson. Fighting forward. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down.
Gary Alvarado on the tackle there, not until he got a first down, but
Yeah,
it looks
not
like
after a first down. Gibson, once again, being the heavy workload on this drive. They're choosing just to hand him off the ball the majority of the time, and it has been paying off for them. This is the Kenedy Lions' 4th first down on this drive. Knocking closer to the red zone.
ball's resting at the 30. Mr.
This
Richardson.
time, the Greyhounds are able to get penetration in the backfield, cause a little disruption, and that time Gibson was able to go nowhere but backwards. Going to bring up 2nd and 13 after it looks like about a 4-yard loss on the play for the Lions.
Anastasio Lopez on the initial stick on that back in the backfield.
You were able to see him get leverage up on the defensive line and make penetration into the backfield. And with the wing tee, this is a bunch of motion between the guards and the tackles pulling. And that time, if you're able to stop the flow, what the Greyhounds were able to do, they were able to get him for a loss on the play. This time, hand over the left side to Gibson.
Got a penalty over here on the right hash mark.
To see what the penalty is on the play.
They're caught in offsides on the defense.
Currently, the ball sits at about 3rd and 7 for the Lions if they choose to defer. They are going to decline the penalty.
Be 3rd and about 8. Ball resting at the, what would you say, Ant? 34?
About the 30.
30.
Yeah, about the 30. 33, it looks like. So once again, the Lions choosing to decline that penalty. Big pressure in the middle. Number 30 for the Greyhounds. Bradley Ortiz. It looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication up front on the Lions. I don't know if the quarterback was hiked the ball before he was anticipating it. But Bradley took full advantage of it and was able to get him for a loss on the play. So now what was the 2nd and 8 is now bringing up 3rd and 12 for the Lions after the loss on the play. Again, the Greyhounds defense, just when it looks like they're on their heels,
Someone
they're able to
stifles
fight
in.
back. This time handing it off to 44 Gibson. Big Gomez comes down the line and not going to get much on the play.
Bondo on the stop on that one. Brings up 4th and 9.
Bonda, playing that outside defensive end, was able to get leverage, make the initial contact, and Gomez comes down the line and just finishes him off. So once again, another big stop for the Greyhounds, putting the Lions at 4th and 9 with 1:24 left in the 3rd quarter.
Looks like they're spreading them out over there, Anthony.
Timeout on the defense. Castellanos didn't like what he saw, so he's going to take a timeout, and so are we. You're watching Real Sports Live.
In play.
So we're back, folks. 4th and 9 coming up for the Lions. This time, try a little, looks like a counterplay in the backfield, but the Greyhounds don't budge on the trickery. And the Greyhounds come up with another big stop.
That defensive line, Anthony.
Anastasio Lopez on the first initial contact. After that, the Greyhound defense just came in and cleaned it up, causing a turnover on downs. The Greyhounds will take possession over from their own 33-yard line.
With a minute 6, Kenedy, the Lions held the ball for almost 12 minutes there.
Yeah, good point, Jerry. The Lions were the first ones to touch the ball, and they ate up almost the whole quarter. A minute and 6 left in the third quarter. Acosta comes out for the first time in the second half. Looking for a screen on the left side. Rodriguez takes it. Now he's using his speed. Breaks one. Still on his feet over the right side. It looks like no one's going to catch him. Another touchdown for Rodriguez on the season. Number 6 for him. I'll tell you what, once he's in the open field, you cannot probably catch him. Chapa tries to take an angle for the Lions, but was unable to capitalize on it, and Rodriguez just made him pay with his feet.
Rodriguez, it's just like with a bubble string again, Anthony.
Again, another just short. Last week, which makes it very interesting, last week it was him killing them over the top. This week he's just using his speed on the quick screens to the outside. And they're able to put more points on the board. A bobbled snap, not a clean snap on that. The holder tried to recover it but was unable to. It's 28-0 with 51 seconds left in the third quarter. The Greyhounds come right out after touching the ball for the first time in the second half. Acosta hits Rodriguez on a quick screen to the left side.
Looked like about a 45-yard touchdown pass.
After that, Rodriguez just does everything with his feet. Very, very fast kid, and was able to put more points and more cushion on the lead. That was a quick drive, Jerry. After the Lions holding the ball for almost 12 minutes in the third quarter, the Greyhounds come, after taking possession over with 1:06 in the third quarter, are able to put up another touchdown in just a matter of under almost a minute.
Well, you got to understand, too, not to take it off of our defensive line. Most of the defensive line is our offensive line, the Greyhounds' offensive line, and still managed to hold up for Acosta to be able to get it off to Rodriguez.
Yeah. And he picks up those good blocks on the outside. Those screens have been executed well tonight. You got to give props to those receivers. Something that's not going to show up in the stat book, but picking up those blocks is what helps free them in the open field. So Aiden Giltree set to kick off for the Greyhounds. Going to let this one go. Fumbles the catch on that one. Didn't get a clean return. Number 6 for the Lions. Tried to return it, but was unable to cleanly receive it. So now the Lions are set to take over at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10. There is a flag on the play. We're waiting to see what it is.
I think it was unsportsmanlike conduct.
If it is unsportsmanlike conduct, that's something the Lions don't want to be facing.
Which it is.
It is, after all, unsportsmanlike, so that's going to back them up already 15 yards. With the ball sitting at the 19-yard line, you're almost, and your back's to the end zone. Not something you really want to do, especially taking over.
Especially with that defensive line, as they've been playing the Greyhounds tonight.
Exactly, and there's something as a defensive player that once you see your opponent backed up on their own end zone, it gives you a little bit more boost of energy, especially if the game's been long. So now the Greyhounds have the momentum right off the touchdown, and now it looks like they're going to get even more momentum.
The ball sitting at the 11-yard line.
Ball sitting at the 11-yard line. So I guess since it was a dead ball foul, it's not going to put them behind the chains. It's just going to back the ball up. Still going to be 1st and 10, but instead of sitting at the 19-yard line, we're sitting at the 12-yard line of the Lions. Motion to the left side. Gibson tries it over the right side. Picks up about 4 on the play.
Bonda on the tackle, number 78.
Been calling his name a lot tonight. Bonda really showed up to play on that defensive line, especially with this wing T offense. A lot of it is designed to go behind the guard and the tackle, so that defensive end and defensive tackle play a huge role, especially keeping that line off the linebackers.
Right.
And that's exactly what the Greyhounds have been able to do, and the Greyhounds have helped the linebackers out, and they've been able to get clean looks and hits on Chapa and Gibson. So Gibson was able to pick up a few yards on that play, bringing up 2nd and 6, it looks like, for the Lions.
I think they're just electing to run down the clock here to get them to the 4th quarter.
And the Lions are going to choose to just let it run out and take it into the 4th quarter. So that is the end of the 3rd quarter with the Greyhounds up 28-0 over the Kenedy Lions. Here comes the 4th quarter, folks. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Starting the 4th quarter here.
Chapa cuts it back up the middle, finally finds some space. Number 21, Suarez, though, able to chase him down. Man, you got to give it up. As big of a run it is for Chapa, finally able to find space for the first time this game. Number 21, Suarez, with a big big touchdown saving tackle. Man, he started out on the left side of the field and was able to chase him down almost halfway across the field. But it does give the Kenedy Lions a 1st down. Man, we saw some speed on that play.
Suarez gained speed, like you said. He was on this far side and managed to get back that away.
This time, the Lions hand it over to the right side. Gibson able to pick up a few positive yards. Going to gain about 4 yards on the play for the Lions.
It looked like Bonda and
Tony Chavez on the outside.
It looked like they were trying to run that same play again. But with Gibson, the up man. We got 2nd and 6.
Lions splitting 2 to the outside now, to the left side. Only 1 in the backfield. Gibson gonna get it up the middle. Puts his head down, fights for a couple yards. Gains about 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 3 now for the Lions.
It's 3rd and 3. We got an injury timeout.
We have an injury timeout on the play. You're watching Real Sports Live. We're back, folks. Had an injury timeout right there. Wishing all the best to Anastasio Lopez, having to be helped off the field. Gibson going to take it around the right side.
Stop.
Looked like he might have enough for the
No, it
first
looks like
down.
he stopped it by 1 yard there.
Looks where let's see where the official referee gives him the marking.
I think they're going to call a timeout and measure it. I don't know. Oh, they give him
No,
the
they are going to give him the first down after all. So the Lions pick up a first down, keeping the drive alive just outside of the red zone. 1st and 10 with the ball sitting at just outside the 20-yard line. But once again, the Lions hurt themselves. Looks like it's going to be a false start. Going to back them up another 5 yards.
It looks like they start a good drive and then they come back with a false start or.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's something Coach Alvarado from the Lions is going to have a big pep talk with them. Couple false starts have killed some drives for the Lions tonight. And right now they start off right off the backed up. 1st and 15. Hands the ball over the left side to Chapa. Tries to find some room. Hit in the backfield, though, initially by Cantu, number 3 of the Greyhounds. I tell you what, he's playing that outside linebacker position, and his flow to the ball has just been good tonight. Once again, bringing him down in the backfield for no gain. Chapa tried to find something to the outside. The tackle was quickly brought down. Going to bring up 2nd and 15 for the Lions. Tries up the middle to Gibson, but this time it's number 67 for the Greyhounds.
67 there. Jorge Hernandez.
Jorge Hernandez on the play right there.
Lost.
Able to find penetration into the backfield. Something that I know a lot of defensive coaches against the wing T will tell you is once you see your guard pull, get inside the hip pocket and follow him to the backfield. That's exactly what Jorge was able to do on that play.
Brings up 3rd and 15.
This time, Torres tries to drop back pass. Has somebody open. Over his head, though, and out of the grasp of number 15 for the Lions, Logan.
But you had Suarez there over the close that window really quick. Brings up 4th and 15.
4th and 15 for the Lions. Again, we haven't seen them try to pass too much tonight, and that time they do. Torres felt pressure, let the ball go. Was just out of the grasp of number 15, Logan, for the Lions. So now the Lions are facing a 4th and long.
First time I've seen Torres in the backfield in shotgun.
Now Chapa takes the snap. Gonna roll out. Big hit in the backfield. Number 78, Bonda, puts the pressure on. Was able to force Chapa to throw the ball before he wanted to. There is an injury on the field. We're going to take a timeout.
Before
You're
that's
watching
over, like,
Rio Sports Live.
Greyhounds are going to start at their own 25 with 8:49 left in the 4th quarter. Your score, 28-0.
Costa decides to keep it over the right side. Fighting for yards. Still not blown dead yet. Big mistake on the Lions. I know the Lions are going to argue that they did not hear no whistles.
That was a nice little gain for Acosta there. It looked like he gained about 6-7 yards, and then there at the end they got a personal foul on the Lions where the guy just literally picked him up and body slammed him after the play was blown dead.
So Acosta initially only picked up 5 yards on the play, but after the penalty, it's going to bring up 1st and 10 now for the Greyhounds, marching them all the way down to their own 40-yard line, almost in Kenedy territory. So after the personal foul, it brings up 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds with the ball sitting at the 49-yard line. Costa keeps it on for himself over the right side. Number 4 for the Lions, though. Good open field tackle, saving a couple more yards. Rosales comes up.
Not till he gained about 2 yards there.
Was able to minimize the gain on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Greyhounds after a 1-yard gain for Costa. Costa takes the snap, dropping back. Another quick screen to the right side. This time, Ozuna can't handle it.
Brings up.
We haven't seen many incompletions on those outside screens, but that time it was for the Greyhounds. No gain on the play after the incompletion. Going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Greyhounds with the ball sitting at just at the 50-yard line.
With about 7 minutes and 24 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Greyhounds choosing just to take their time, working the clock. Costa going to take it himself over the left side, finds an open room.
Good little stutter step there to get the first down. He was fixing to get hit at the first down yard marker, and he kind of stuttered and made that defender miss and gained at least another 5 yards on it.
Yeah, big gain on the play for Costa. Been working that read option here and there all night. That time reads it perfectly, keeps it in for himself over the left side. Picks up just enough for a first down, actually plenty on the play.
Ball resting at the 38-yard line. With 46 left in the fourth quarter. Suarez with the carry.
Suarez makes a couple people miss. Gonna pick up about 5 yards on the play after fighting through the contact. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Greyhounds.
Looked like 58 there, Anthony.
6:24 left in the fourth quarter. The Greyhounds just working the clock, trying to eat up as much as they can. 2nd and 5 for the Greyhounds coming up.
We got 2nd and 5.
Costa keeps it around the right side, finds an alley, still on his feet. Finally forced out of bounds, but not after the big gain. Gonna give the Greyhounds another first down.
At the 5.
You know, Castellanos probably didn't want to see Acosta go out of bounds, trying to milk the clock as much as he can. 5:42 in the fourth quarter after the first down by the Greyhounds. Still sitting at 28-0.
With 5:42 in the fourth quarter.
Acosta once again this week able to work it both through the air and on the ground. hand it over to the left side now to Rivera. Rivera still on his feet, up the middle now.
Touchdown.
Breaks it into the end zone for a Greyhound touchdown, putting more points on the board for the Greyhounds. Rivera taking it around the left side, finds an alley and just takes it in for another touchdown.
It looked like Acosta kind of hid that ball for a while and then finally put it in the gut of Rivera, and Rivera took it in to Pater.
The Greyhounds just wearing down that Kenedy defensive line. Gildry set to kick it, puts it through the uprights, and it's good for another Greyhound extra point.
Bringing their score 35
to
0.
With 5:36 left in the fourth quarter, the Greyhounds on the board again. We're going to take another quick commercial break. You're watching Real Sports Live.
Gidrich is, thanks for coming back. We got Gidrich teeing it up at the 40-yard line.
So once again, Greyhounds are able to put more points on the board. 35-0, just sitting outside their average of 40 points a game. Once again, Chapa this time lets number 6 of the Lions pick it up. He's trying to find something around the left side. Forced out of bounds after about a 10-yard gain on the kick return.
You know, Anthony, another thing I was going to bring up to attention this week, Goodrich, last few weeks he's been playing the short field, and this week it looks like he's actually getting the foot into the ball.
Yeah, again, big ups to that kicker. Had a rough week second. Talking to Coach Garcia, said he really put in some time and effort, and it really has shown off for him in these last 2 games.
You think they'll open it up with a pass here, Anthony? What do you think?
Let's find out what the Lions are going to choose to do. Looks like they're going to do what they've been doing all night. Hand it off to Gibson around the right side. Picks up positive yards. Going to bring up second and about 6 for the Lions. Again, folks, we hope you're enjoying tonight's game. If you're still on the feed, tell us where you're watching from. We know we're able to reach a lot more people with being able to stream thanks to Real Sports Live. So if you can, just leave a comment in this inside the stream. Let us know where you're watching from. This time Gibson takes it around the left side, just fighting for as many yards as he can. Gonna pick up another 4 yards on the play. Gonna bring up third and about 2 for the Lions. 4:30 left in the fourth quarter.
With your score 35-0. But you got Kenedy Lions on the march.
Torres back under center now. Gonna hand it up the middle. Gibson finds some room. Still on his feet over the right side. Big Gibson still finally forced out of bounds, but not after a big gain. Just found a lane up the middle, and after that, Gibson just fought for as many yards as he could. Looks at about a 25-yard gain for Gibson, keeping the drive alive for the Kenedy Lions. 1st and 10, now in Greyhound territory, with the ball sitting at the 34-yard line of the Greyhounds.
He found that little seam right there on the defensive line and just barreled his way through.
Hands off, number 8 around the right side. Finally brought down, but not after a 5-yard gain. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Number 8, Josh Cruz. Haven't seen him carry the ball too many times tonight, but that time picks up positive yards. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Lions now. Lions have been here before tonight, but still unable to put points on the board. Let's see if they're able to do it with the clock still running. 3:30 left in the fourth quarter.
Your score 35-0.
This time they hand it off to the right side. Tries to get behind that guard. Unable to pick up too many. Number 2 on the play, Ryland.
Here comes Gibson back into the game. I guess they gave him a rest after that long little run.
Gibson has been the workhorse for the Lions tonight. Gonna hand over to Chapa this time around the left side. Cuts it back up towards the middle. Finds some room. Gonna be in for a Kenedy Lion touchdown. So Kenedy finally able to put themselves on the board with 2:36 left in the fourth quarter. Number 12, Jaden Chapa, able to get a touchdown on the play. Brings him to number 6 on the season. So the Lions are able to break the shutout for the Greyhounds and put themselves on the board. Number 7 set to try the extra point. Moses. Straight kick, but able to put it through. 7 points for the Kenedy Lions after being scoreless all game. Able to put up a touchdown. 35-7. The Greyhounds are up with 2:36 left in the fourth quarter. The Kenedy Lions finally found some momentum on that play and were able to put
capitalize.
something in.
It looked like they had a fake to Gibson up the middle, and like you said, a nasty T is hard to contain basically when you're.
Yeah, the Greyhounds have been doing a good job all night, but Chapa was finally able to find some room to work with and punches it in for his number 6 touchdown on the season, 35-7. I know it might not help the scoreboard tonight or their chances of winning, but it does give some kind of momentum to add on to going into next week when the Kenedy Lions open up district play. Looks like the Greyhounds are bringing out what many would call the hands team. It's when you try to get your players that are most likely to catch a ball on the field in anticipation of an onside kick. So let's see if the Kenedy Lions are going to try to get the ball back with something trickery, or if they're just going to let it go and let the Greyhounds get a chance to return it. Number 7, Moses, once again, counting his steps, getting set to kick off the ball. Looks like the Kenedy Lions might just do a regular kickoff on this one. Sure enough, number 7, Moses, lets it go. Greyhounds, looks like number 6 trying to find some room to work with. Finally brought down after about a 15-yard return. Going to give the Greyhounds possession at their own 36-yard line. That was number 12, correction, Zachary Martinez on the return. So the Greyhound offense comes out once again with 2:28 left in the fourth quarter.
Your score 35-7.
35-7. Looks like Castellanos is choosing to pull out Acosta after a great game. Once again, number 6, Adam Leandro, now taking the snaps for the Greyhounds. Going to keep it for himself around the left side. Cuts it back. Tries to find a little room to work with able to pick up positive yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Greyhounds. Clock still running. 2:10 left in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds are in no rush. So again, Jerry, before the game, we talked about it was going to be about who could establish themselves most in the game. The Greyhounds defensive line stepped up tonight and was able to slow down the rushing attack of the Kenedy Lions. They came in rushing just over about 300 yards a game.
Like we were talking, it was going to come down to defensive schemes, and it looked like Taft really came out to play with their defense tonight.
They were able to force a couple turnovers. The punt block, the momentum just added up for the Greyhounds since the very beginning. This time, Adam just going to choose to keep it around the right side. Looks like Castellanos just wants the clock to keep running. Just under 1:15 left now in the fourth quarter with the clock still running. Looks like the Greyhounds are just trying to do enough just to get out of here. Not trying to do anything more special. So again, Greyhounds almost able to score 40 points again. You got to understand this offense is explosive and has been able to show up these past few games. And tonight was just another example of how dangerous they are. 2 receivers, once again, catch a touchdown from Acosta tonight.
Yes.
It seems like he's not afraid to share the ball. It showed up again.
With Rodriguez and Ozuna.
And Ozuna playing big. Swat is still doing what he does. Adam just going to keep it for himself around the left side again. Just trying to keep the clock running. It looks like that's going to be enough just to end the fourth quarter. Greyhounds will not try another play. 10 seconds left to go in the half. And that's going to be a ball game, folks. So the Taft Greyhounds are able to put up 35 points and a victory against the Kenedy Lions, a game that we anticipated to be exciting and improved from the very jump. Both teams came out. Taft just executed a little bit more better on their part. Big props to both teams.
And good luck in the future with the district opening up for both teams next week.
Good point, Jerry. Next week, the Greyhounds will be opening up district as the Herbenville
Longhorns.
The Herbenville Longhorns are coming into town, and they will be undefeated also. So this is a big game in the district race, in a district that is full of talent and full of good teams. Herbenville will be coming in 4-0, and so will the Greyhounds. So it's going to be an exciting game next week. Again, next week it's going to be, once again, can the Greyhounds offense keep it up and keep it going, and the defense showing up and forcing turnovers again. 3 forced turnovers tonight on the game. So,
and basically your defense has been turning over, like you said, big key right there. With turnovers each week, the Greyhounds have actually executed turnover after turnover each opponent that they've played.
Yeah, they've been able to force it, and they also had a couple of 4th down stops. So another big win for the Greyhounds. They've been able to jump on every team that they played. And again, there is no difference tonight as the Greyhounds are now sitting 4-0, set to take on the Herbenville Longhorns next week right here in Greyhound Stadium. So it should be another exciting matchup. Acosta again able to add more touchdowns through the air
to some of his primary receivers.
Yeah. So again, great game tonight. Gotta give props to the Greyhounds for really showing up on both sides of the ball. The defense was outstanding tonight, and the offense just did what they've been doing for the games. Again, thank you folks for tuning in. We hope you had a good night tonight watching the game from our broadcast. A big special thanks to Real Sports Live. Always check us out. We'll be here next week again. As I say, the Greyhounds take on the Herbenville Longhorns in a big district game. I'm Anthony Hernandez from one mic, Jerry Perkins on the other mic, and our cameraman tonight, Torrin Samola, So big thank you to all of us, and we'll see you next week